Great. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, STLTV. It is 3:04 p.m. on Thursday, February 8th, 2024, and I hereby call this meeting of the Community Development Administration Selection Committee to order. Anne, could you please call the roll?
Committee member Alexander.
Present.
Committee member Ingracia.
Present.
Committee member Keong.
Present.
Committee chair Pfeffer.
Present. Thank you. And we'll move on to the second item on our agenda, approval of the minutes. Everyone, you can find a link to our agenda in the email that Kevin Ellison sent out on February 6th. And you can see a link to the minutes there under item number 2. Does anyone have any questions regarding the minutes which pertain to this committee's meeting on December 12th, 2023? Sorry, December 29th, 2023.
I had a quick question. The title of the document does say the minutes are from December 12th, but I believe the meeting was on the 29th, which is indicated in the document itself.
You're absolutely right. I just updated the title of the document and had the same momentary confusion myself.
Okay. Yeah. And the only other thing I noted, I don't think it's a huge deal, is just that the minutes always look different and are more detailed in the past. I think these are perfectly fine, though. I wasn't sure if you were wanting to follow the same format that you typically did or not.
Yeah, I think that's just because a different individual prepared these minutes. Typically, Jackie Harris prepares them.
One small typo. While I would love to say yay instead of a, I think that small typo on all 4 of them.
That's great. Can we just make a motion as a committee that yay will be substituted for I moving forward? Just to indicate the excitement with which we reach these decisions.
Yays are also a thing. It's in the charter, it says yay and not I, just for what it's worth.
Ah, interesting.
I don't know. I don't remember how it's spelled, but
yeah, wouldn't be YEA.
I don't remember. I'll look it up next time I'm in there, which these days is like every other 5 minutes. So,
but we will make those edits. Any other edits to the minutes? In that case, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
second.
Anne, could you please call the roll?
Committee person Alexander.
Yay. Aye.
Committee member Ingracia.
Aye.
Committee member Keong.
Aye.
Committee chair Pfeffer.
Yay. Which should be interpreted as aye. With that, the motion is approved. And we can move on to the third item on our agenda, review and discussion of responses and consideration of related motions. So the first sub-item here on our agenda pertains to the RFP we issued for community Wi-Fi installation and management services. We received 2 responses to this request for proposals from SmartWave and AT&T. I'll discuss each of them briefly, and you have access to them as well, and welcome any discussion. The high-level point, and we shared these with Cindy Riordan, as well as the city's chief technology officer, Simon Huang, for their review, and the response was unanimous that AT&T's response effectively disqualifies them. Because they quite explicitly stated that they would only accept this contract if it were not funded with ARPA funds or other federal grant funds. They were very clear about that in their response, and essentially said, we are interested in providing this service, but not from this source of funds. And so we felt, the staff felt, that this effectively disqualifies them. On the other hand, the staff was very impressed with SmartWave's response, which also was frankly more affordable than many of us had anticipated, and recommends moving forward with it. But also happy to hear the committee's reactions to the proposals and for any discussion.
I have no questions. They seem qualified and coming in with a lot of experience.
Yeah, they've certainly done this in other cities and seem confident that they can do it here. I will flag that I would request that the motion to enter into contract negotiations with them allow us to adjust price and scope somewhat for the final contract. And this is a flag that it's and Simon shared as well, just because there's the submission, while robust and comprehensive, still there's a lot of engagement that we need to do in terms of understanding the capacities of our fiber network, the degrees to which we may need additional switches or additional materials that they weren't able to fully analyze in their response. And so we have a kind of rough price estimate, but would just appreciate that flexibility in the motion.
Noel, can you remind me the timeline for this project?
That is another item that we really are going to need to kind of do some due diligence and discovery with SmartWave on. We obviously want to move as quickly as is responsibly feasible. I know that's not that's a very vague answer, and the honest answer is that I cannot at this moment give you a concrete timeline because we don't know enough.
Okay, thanks.
So with that, I'll entertain a motion to authorize CDA in consultation with ITSA and the city's chief technology officer to enter into contract negotiations with SmartWave.
So moved.
Second.
Wonderful. The motion has been made and properly seconded. Anne, could you please call the roll?
Committee member Alexander,
Aye.
committee member Ingracia,
Aye.
committee member Keong,
Aye.
committee chair Pfeffer.
Aye. By your motion, you have authorized us to move forward. Thank you very much. We're excited to move forward with this project. Moving on to the next item on our agenda, the request for proposals for architectural services. And here we received 3 responses from Min Plus, Formwork Architects, and Grubbs and Associates. We were satisfied with these responses, but we also received outreach just in the last week from 2 major architectural firms, local architectural firms here in St. Louis, that did not apply. And that's why the fundamental question for this committee to consider today is whether we want to extend this RFP to give these 2 firms, which are Canon and KAI, an opportunity to respond and submit their proposals, or whether we want to move forward with the selection today. I will say that I do think that these applicants are qualified and we could make a selection today, but our recommendation, our staff recommendation, would be to extend to have a broader set of proposals before us. But I really defer to the will of the committee and welcome your perspective and discussion.
Do you need to repost it, or you can just go ahead and accept the 2 additional proposals?
What we would do is we would simply update the posting to reflect a closing date of, say, February 16th. Or Tommy, I think, what was the date we had discussed, Tommy?
February 16th.
Okay, yeah.
And then we would allow for more questions due on the 14th, answer them on the 15th.
Do we need a vote to approve that, or you're just looking for
I-
an okay? Just
I
looking.
don't, yeah, I don't believe we're looking for a vote to approve that, just wanted to bring it to the committee, and if the committee does, on the other hand, want to make a selection today, we can also move forward with that. But it sounds like you all are okay with us extending it? Okay.
Yep.
We'll do so in that case and come back to you after the 16th. Similar situation with the Archaeological Cultural Resources Survey. We received 2 responses, one from our current provider, Archaeological Cultural Resources Surveys, another from Terracon. Unfortunately, neither of these are on the Osage Nation's list of preferred archaeological services providers. So we would recommend, and we already have sent out an email, another email blast to that list requesting that they consider applying. One of the concerns that our staff has is that these are mostly national firms, and so that may be why they are not prioritizing this RFP as much. But we want to provide them one more chance to apply to this RFP before moving forward with the selection. That's our recommendation, at least welcome any discussion. And it is really important to us that we do try to respect the wishes of the Osage Nation in selecting a archaeological partner that has experience with Indigenous history and materials.
That makes sense to me. I'm fine with extending the date.
Any other discussion?
I absolutely agree that we should extend it based on the recommendations from the Osage Nation.
Excellent. With that, I would propose that we extend it through the end of this month. So through February 29th. And we will move forward and do so. And actually, frankly, I would request, does it seem reasonable to the committee that we extend it until we receive a kind of responsive application, or would there be a point at which we should move forward with one of these 2 other entities?
Is it possible to make that decision after consultation with the Osage Nation?
I think that's a great idea. Yes. All right, with that, we will extend it provisionally through the 29th and may continue extending it further as needed. All right, that brings us to the next item on our agenda, which is scheduling our next meeting. And I'd like to suggest that we do meet again relatively quickly to select the architect. And we can perhaps schedule that for the week of the 19th or the week of the 26th. What does do folks have any preferences regarding our next meeting?
Let's do a Thursday on either of those weeks.
I think that's a great idea. Pulling up our calendars, it looks like we're all available at this time on Thursday at 3 p.m. The 22nd. Does that work for everyone? Great. In that case, Kevin, if you could please send out a calendar invite for us to meet on Thursday, the 22nd at 3 p.m.
Will do.
All righty. And that takes us to the 5th item on our agenda, adjournment, and I'll entertain a motion for us to adjourn.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
And could you please call the roll?
Committee Person Alexander,
Aye.
Committee Person Ingracia,
Aye.
Committee Person Keung,
Aye.
Committee Chair Pfeffer.
Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you all very much.